crunch time, we rush like fourth down.
I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. We been on that paper chasing all that fashion. We been on that paper chasing what you ration.
Been in the grind now, we ready for prime time, ready for shine now, we ready to get smile. On the rise, all eyes up on us now. Blast off spaceships till the touchdown.
Energy level on high, put that trouble on fire. Double it down, I'ma spit it around. Click, clack, boom, we the best in town. Energy level on high, put that trouble on fire. Double it down, I'ma spit it around. Click, clack, boom, we the best in town. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though.
Yeah. 1, 2. Whoa, I'm loud. Yo, I'm crazy loud. At least in my headphones, I'm very loud. What's going on? It's Pro of the ProQuo Show. Did some renovating behind me lately, so it might look a little different back there. But it's still the same location. Just up in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Just the walls over there, so it's a little dark. But my screen's always dark on the computer. You know what I think I might do? I think I might put the phone on and put the phone picture on and see the difference. Sign in. It takes a lot to do it, but it's such a better quality picture than this garbage. So I'm rocking the Jason Tatum Celtics sweatshirt. Had to do it. Had to do it. Said, you know what? Oh, you know what else I have in my pocket? Shouldn't be making all that noise, but it's the hardware. You know what kind of hardware that is right there? That's the ProQuo dog tag right there. Yes, that's the ProQuo dog tag. But what I had to do was I had to go out and get this, and I was like, I had to do it. I had, shout out to NBA store. Had to get that. I was looking at the NBA store, and this is how it actually started. I was thinking about, it was like, those gray warm-ups that they have? If you're a Celtics fan, you've probably seen them. They're these dope ones. They really, at least I like them. I like them a lot, but they're not available yet. But then I saw this, and I was like, you know what? This is doing me right as well. And I was trying to find an obscure player, but it's a little hard on the NBA store. I know you can get them custom made or whatever, but I was like, I do got a rep for Jason Tatum. I really do. And here's why. Here's why I think he's underrated. I know most people, who always want to be like, yeah. They always want to say people are overrated, right? I'm gonna take a stand and say he's underrated. And here's why. I'm gonna give you why. And starting the show at the same time the Celtics game is starting, so you can be checking out the Celtics right now too. So last night was the first game. Let me not misquote myself here. So let me double check this right here. Let me see. You think I would have already had that, but right there. But no, had to switch to computer screens and everything. So let me make sure I get the standings correct here. Team standings. There we go. No, that's statistics. See, can't take the mathematician out of me. Always trying to hit the statistics whenever I can. Let's see. All right, standings. Here we go. We got the Celtics at 12-3. All right. So 15 games in, and Jason Tatum's first game scoring under 20 points. So technically his worst, if you want to say point-wise anyways, offensive output was the last game that they just played. And folks, Let me pull up the box score because I believe it was 19 points. So Celtics box score. I don't want the Pelicans game. That's tonight. So we'll say box. And what was that? November 4th, 16th? What is it right now? 18th? November 16th. Let's see what we got here. It was 126-101. The Celtics were like favored. I think it was like a 1 point spread or something like that. You know, the Hawks were 9-5 coming into the game. Celtics are now 12-3. The Hawks are now 9-6. Right, so they were talking about it being a measuring stick for the Hawks. Really, talking about it being a measuring stick. So Jason Tatum's first game, he doesn't get 20 points, but he goes for 19, 8, and 7 in what was generally an off game for him. 8 being the assist, 7 being the rebounds. Now, it isn't all stats, or at least this typical stat line they give you. And what's funny these days, if you look up stats, you get sort of the traditional stats now, sort of the micro stats. You get minutes, points, field goals, 3-point field goals, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. You don't get too much in that little line, right? You can't see too much information, but that's generally what most people want to see. If you go down to, you go down a little bit of all the things that pop up. You usually want to go to basketball-reference.com, right? That gives you kind of really the real good breakdown. And I'm going to try sharing this with you in a second. Let's see, there we go. Boom. So many ads. All right, here we go. I got a lot of glare here, so bear with me. So let's do the share. Jason Tatum. Boom. There's the share. All right, so here we are. So you're looking at the games into this year, and everyone's waiting to see how will Tatum come in this year after losing while they were up in the finals. They lost. You could tell he ran out of gas, right? All right, so here we go. Game 1. All right, 35 points, 29, 40, 26, 32, 23, 26, 36, 26, 39, 31, 34, 43, 27, 19. 15 games into the season before the first time that he scores under 20. And this is with a relatively stacked team. Their offense, they're like rated number 1 in offense in the NBA, right? They are bombing threes from everywhere. Mark my words. Hauser is going to be in the 3-point contest, and he's going to win it. Said that on like day 2. He's going to win it. He's going to take it. And shout out to UVA for that situation. Hauser is a UVA alum. Well, I don't know. Yeah, he's an alum, and as is Malcolm, so who's been out injured. So you got Malcolm out injured, right? An amazing pickup, 19-point game scorer, very consistent, very good ball handler, pass first kind of guy, but he's a great shooter, very smart, heady, strong kind of player, right? Plays good D and all that good stuff. I'm getting the battery charge signal here. Hold on. We don't want to lose you before we start, because I'm about to. Let's see what we can do here. Sometimes you just gotta duck on down and plug things in. Bang. So, first game, right? You got UVA again, as I was saying. Shout out to my man Bernard Hankins. That situation is crazy. Just everybody in the UVA community, crazy as that story unfolds. My wife, my brother-in-law, a lot of UVA people in their family and friends and extended network. So shout out to UVA. That said, those two players are an amazing addition to the team. And Malcolm's not even playing right now. We got our big man. He hasn't played a game this year. Williams, and the other Williams, man, he's really, really stepped into his own. He's shown that he's more than just a corner 3 shooter. Shooting the 3 pretty well from all over the place. He's taking it to the rack. He's a great defensive player. Always puts in the effort. But really what we're talking about right now is Jason Tatum. All right? So I want you to check these numbers out. So when we look at where are we? We look at our last game here, the one that we said was bad. Now, the reason he only scored 19 points is he came out with a bunch of minutes left when he normally would have been playing, and they were up by like 24. So obviously they took him out. Now, look at the 3-point issues he's had the last few games, right? Shot He managed to get it up to 300 though. He started out tough, but he ended up 3 for 10. Game before 1 for 9. So he continued that slump coming in. This was like the biggest slump that he's had. And these 2 games back to back, you could say were a little dip from all these 30s, right? 39, 31, 34, 43, 27. All right, cool. It was a tough grind game. His worst game of the year, I would say, was the game that he scored 27 points. He had that 1 for 9, not a very efficient game, but he got it going later. But look what else he did, right? Total rebounds, 10. So the rebounds were there. The assists weren't there. His blocks have been there. His steals have been there. His turnovers have been down compared to last year. And a lot of them are like offensive, fouls. It's not like he's losing the ball off his knee. That isn't really happening. At that same clip, it was happening for a while when you could see he was tired at the end of last year. So I'm just saying, you got the team with the best record, the best offense. And when you have the best offense, usually players aren't going to go for high scoring. He's scoring 30-plus a game in a team that shares the ball, and he doesn't look like he's forcing it. Now, he looked like he was forcing a little bit when he's getting frustrated, obviously. But otherwise, his three-point clip had been super high. He'd been above pace. He was somewhere around 39%, 40% in that neighborhood. While not seeming to force it, fitting right in, playing within the system, going ISO when he needs to, but not going ISO crazy, looking for that extra man, and playing that defense. And so to have a team that's in first place and doing all that stuff, yeah, he's a serious claim for MVP. This isn't just, homerism. This is, as I'm rocking the jersey, the sweatshirt jersey. It's clear. I watched Luka the other night. It's great. Luka's an amazing talent. It's going to depend on what the teams do. And if the Celtics continue to play like this and we see the Celtics back or close to back in the Eastern Conference Finals, if not further, it's hard to make the case that it isn't Tatum. And there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of talented people. There's a lot of people scoring bananas right now, but I just don't think you can shout it out enough. And dude is 24, will not be 25 to 3 months into next year. All right. So this unprecedented. I call him, as I've said multiple times, the most talented offensive player the Celtics have ever had, bar none. To me, it's not even close. And I grew up obviously watching the Celtics starting the Larry Bird era, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, blah, blah, blah. It's not even close. It's like you're lying to yourself if you think that he's not the most talented offensive player they've ever had. Paul Pierce is nice. He's not on the same level. Paul Pierce, obviously, that we know when we think of someone over the years, we think of them at their max, usually. Paul Pierce at his max is obviously a Hall of Fame player, right? Really a full bag of tricks as well. Tatum, better handle, better shooter, just from everywhere, just better putting the ball in the hoop. Court vision, you can see it at 24 that he's going to be, if he's not already, a better passer as well. He's obviously been working on that part of his game. More athletic than a Paul Pierce. That's his most comparable matchup, you say, when you think of Celtics. And he's put on that extra weight so that he can play like a Pierce, play stronger, but a much more lean, physical, longer, better handle. I mean, what do you want? And at 24, it's insane. So I've never seen anything like it. People that aren't talking about it, you should be. Where you at? I just wanted to rep because I really wanted to watch the game, but I wanted to get that off my chest, just officially put it out there that Tatum, your boy, is underrated. All right, and get a little ProQuo news that I want to get to you before I get out of here for those watching the replay. Quo and I have been putting in the work on the tracks. Shout out to Quo. Trying to get down to my man. I just made all the arrangements today. We're trying to get down to Quo and I, if not Fee and Ruby as well, trying to get down to my man Tommy Jackson's drill up, level down. Drill down, level up. I said that wrong. Conference in Florida. It's in January. It's crazy. Live performances. That's just a small part of it. Yeah, we'll be rocking, but that's a small part of it. For me, I know it's a big thing for a lot of people, and it's always great to perform, but I'm going really to be a sponge, right? Tommy's an amazing human. His knowledge is incredible. I've learned a ton from him already. Can't wait to meet him in person, even though we've spoken tremendously online and so forth. It's that weird thing, right? You feel like you know someone in this virtual world. You do, but first time will be in the same environment. So shout out to First Note Play. Shout out to all the people going. Can't wait for that. If you're serious about sync, you're serious about learning more about the industry, that is an amazing conference to check out. So hit me up if you want more info on it. I will tell you about it. Cannot recommend it enough. 3 songs on the charts right now, 4 depending what charts you're looking at. So y'all know, you might know if you've been following a lot of my little Instagram posts personally and on my Facebook page. Shout out to Fee the Evolutionist, who just won a New England Music Award this weekend. Shout out to Fee. Shout out to Ruby, who's performing tonight as well. They're doing their thing all over the place. So back in the days, hit number 1 on one of the longest, most reputable charts there is, which is my man Nasty Ness out in the West Coast. Rap Attack Lives. So rapattacklives.com, one of those charts that matter to a lot of less independent and underground radio. So hit number 1, which is great. Last week, finally, has been on the charts for a long time. Hit number 1. And then they try to get DJs trying to, filter in the new music too. So a lot of times if you reach number 1, they'll just stop reporting it the next week and give someone else a crack at it. But on the on the NACC charts, which are ones that really, really matter, because there's hundreds and hundreds of people report in their list into that. Back in the days has cracked that chart. And that's a notoriously tough to crack chart. I think I have it over here posted, at least I meant to, so that I could actually share it, show you the difference. If you're not checking out the Profess Lyrical Instagram page, shame on you. What are you doing with your life, people? What are you doing? So here, let me give it to you. So this is my Instagram with a very humble following here. The Rap Attack Lives charts. I know it's hard to see right there. I can blow that up just a little bit, but you got ProQuo, number 14, with Dive In It, rising up the charts. It was 16 last week. It's at 14 right now. ProQuo, also The Devil's Dancing, which we released right before Halloween to get that extra Halloween vibe push, that song, and just get people listening to it, because it's not just for Halloween, but we knew that'd be a great way to spawn some creativity that's all over that track. So it's at number 19, was previously at 22, so rising as well. And finally, a new one from me called Masquerade. Shout out to my man, Calvin Crime. First week on the chart, coming in at number 29. And if you are to look here, and I'll blow this one up. This is the North American college and community charts, which are a big deal for independent underground artists. You can see all the artists that are on there. DJ Premier, Run the Jewels. Then you get Fee the Evolutionist, featuring me and Ruby back in the days at number 22. It says not applicable. I beg to differ. We were also on their chart before. I think it might have skipped a week, but I thought it was back-to-back weeks. So a lot of times these are off when they talk about the chart positions the previous week, but have to look that up. But anyways, also Dive In It was also on the previous week before, which is real cool as well. I want to say Dive In It was 17, and back in the days was 18, and now it's at 22. So just being on there is always dope. Shout out to the people at NACC. I actually don't know the people at NACC, but very cool indeed. So that's what we've been up to music-wise, if you haven't been following. And Quo and I are trying to sew up and hem up a bunch of projects, lots and lots of new stuff, and lots of stuff you haven't heard yet that actually isn't brand new, but stuff we're revamping and getting ready to release as well. And I think the next one up, shout out to my man Fly, I was talking to earlier tonight, can't be on with us right now, but who's also, I believe, coming to the conference, hopefully, LD, I know you're trying to do it, maybe JB as well. Freedom Corner, we're coming with that to radio as well. That song is a problem right there. So that song coming out this winter, after these songs do their thing. And that's what to look forward to on the immediate home front. New music from Quo, new music from Pro, new music from XCal, old new music from XCal being remastered as well. And yeah, a lot of Freedom Corner brand in the air. All right, I got to get over to the let me turn it on there. Oh, did I say that? You see what I'm doing. You see what I'm doing. Yeah, got to get over, watch the game. See if they got to give Jay Tatum a night off. Maybe they give him a night off tonight. I don't know. Maybe they give him a little break. It's a lot of games. He hasn't missed a game either, so that's another thing. And in this stretch, you've had the other Jay missing some games. You have Malcolm Brogdon missing his games. You've had Al doesn't play back to back, so he's been out a few times, and no Robert Williams. It's been a lot of missing bodies. Hasn't really phased the Celtics yet. They're playing a tough New Orleans team though tonight, so it should be interesting, and I'm looking forward to it. And that's where I'll be. All right, peace out.